technically we are being seen, hopefully being heard, and the audio is good. So this is the first time I've done anything like this. I've never done a Facebook Q&A. This is like super unplanned and just like totally off the cuff, but we have a new host here for the day.
My name is Felicia.
Felicia is going to keep us entertained. So now that we're Facebook Live, earlier I sent out a post asking people to ask questions. If they could ask anything regarding, well, it was really on my tattoo pages, if you guys had anything you wanted to ask, and you did. Surprisingly, not a lot of you asked very many questions for a sort of Q&A session, but some of you did. There's actually some questions you guys asked that I'm not answering, just because, well, this isn't really a kid's show, but it's and it is a tattoo shop, but there's just certain things I'm not willing to talk about. I could actually show you what somebody asked, but you can't read it out loud.
I won't.
So let me see if I can find it. Just don't say any names. But you see the bottom one? Yes, that was a legit question today, and I'm not answering it. But just know there's questions that will go unanswered. So thank you guys for submitting them. But
yeah,
I'll text you later and let you know what the answer is.
Yeah.
So let's see here. Let's go with one of my story questions here. By the way, guys, if you don't know, we're here at the tattoo shop. I'm Joshua Ray Farmer. This is High Sierra Tattoo Company.
You guys look fucking beautiful on there.
Peach,
Aww,
you should jump in whenever you're ready. Just take a break and then come in.
I don't want to ruin what's going on because you guys look perfect.
Right, but you're gonna just every once in a while, just kind of give us some love. So we do have Peach in the background. You can't see her. I don't know.
We love her. And we're all sending her our love.
She's great, but she most likely won't get talked into being on camera. One day we will 100% get her. So there's going to be some questions. While Peach is tattooing, I actually am hoping that her client Mia is going to be able to, I don't know if it's possible, but post pictures during the feed. Mia, are you going to check it out and see if it's possible to send a photo during a live? Just let me know. I think it would be cool if while we're here she could send photos onto here and like show us.
Yeah, that would be cool.
Yeah, see, the only question I got on Facebook, thanks guys, I should be on Instagram because they asked me questions.
Yeah.
The only question I got is one I'm not going to answer, so thank you for submitting that question.
Yes, Ian, I am the new apprentice.
Ian, what's up, my man? So let's go. Ian's going to watch the whole thing. Ian's definitely going to watch that. He's a diehard.
Awesome.
And we love him for it. Peach.
Yo.
Ian's with us. Ian. Palm the
Ian.
floor. That's our inside joke. Palm the floor.
Palm the floor.
So I'm going to let you read the first question.
Okay.
So this is it right here. I haven't pre-read these yet, so.
How do I get an apprenticeship? LOL.
Jesus. Great. Well, I'm going to let you answer that,
Well,
at least first.
as an apprentice myself, I have a personal friend that I tattooed most of her body. I had her come in with me and introduce myself and asked not if he was looking for any artist, but what I could do for the shop and if there's anything I can add with my presence and what I bring to the table.
So basically, instead of coming in and saying, hey, what can you do for me? You said, hey, is there anything I could do here? And like, help you guys out because I like what you're doing and want to be part of it.
Yeah, and honestly, I've been doing that with a lot of other places too, and this is the place I stuck with.
Good. So we enjoy your presence here so far. It's going to be an exciting journey, but as an apprentice, is there something you can say for sure, like on your end of it? Because your end of it's totally different than mine, right? I've been doing this my whole life and have, months and months worth of clientele, so none of this is new to me.
Yeah.
But for you, like, could you say something from your end that's like to people that are looking for apprenticeships? Like, could you give them like maybe some sort of input or advice?
For anyone looking for an apprenticeship, just throw yourself out there. Even if you don't have a whole lot of art to work with or a whole lot of history and tattoos previously, show anyone that you might be interested in working under what you can do. And honestly, that's all you can hope for.
Yeah, and how would you pick? Let me ask you this: what would somebody like? What's something going through your head when you're like thinking, I want to learn from somebody, but not this person? You don't have to say names or throw anybody under the bus. But what's something you would look for coming into a shop or even considering somebody?
Well, actually, what I did personally is I went to the Fresno Tattoo Convention and I watched how everybody worked under pressure. And I took cards of a few places, and then from there on, I looked.
Okay. Nice. So you did a little bit of
places.
research
Yeah.
and kind of got a feel for it.
Yeah, but if there's not a convention around, then I would personally introduce myself, bring myself to the shop, and introduce myself to everyone working, not just the owner, but everyone, because you are going to be working with everyone.
Right. Yeah, most of
yeah.
the time it's going to be a team of some
Yeah.
sort. So yeah, really, if you're going to be an apprentice, you're going to be walking into a place that's probably established to some extent. It's going to have a team. It's going to have a group of people there, whether it's a few or more, and they're going to have some sort of culture. So you're going to obviously have to find out whether or not you fit with that. The shop's also going to have to find out whether or not you fit with them, and vice versa. So that's always a journey. But I think a lot of times I find that people maybe are scared about it, or they let the fear of not fitting in stop them, or the potential fear of not fitting in stop them. When how are you going to know until you try? And you could just be afraid that you're not going to fit in anywhere. That's silly. Just get started and ask people what it is. And actually, before I say ask, I should say it this way: the best thing to do is go and find out what you can do for people if you're going to be an apprentice, or if you really want to learn anything from anybody. Go in there with the attitude that what can I do to add to this place, not what can you guys teach me or share with me, because everybody's busy and everybody has stuff to do and priorities. That we're not here just to be like wealths of information for free and just give it away. We're here to do that for people who earn it. So we need people to be able to show some sort of interest in adding something, whatever that is that brings whatever it is you bring to the table. You got to figure out what that is. So how do I get an apprenticeship? I will answer that as simple as I could, and this is coming from Moses. So how do I get an apprenticeship? I would say there's a few things to it, at least 3 big components. One, obviously you have to find an artist that you like, or a shop with artists that you like. That's necessary to learn from somebody who's highly skilled, and pick somebody that you actually look up to, not just somebody who's just off the cuff kind of willing. Pick somebody you actually look up to. I think that's a good idea. And do your research. Don't go in. Definitely do not go in. If I tell you anything, don't just listen to this for sure. Do not go in saying, what kind of work do you do? Could you guys teach me? Go in, look. Everybody has Instagram. If we're tattoo artists, we have an Instagram, we have a Facebook. Like me, I even have a YouTube channel, and I try TikTok as much as I don't as much as I don't use it much anymore. I do try. So we're there. You guys can see us. Any artist you're going to go to is going to have some sort of social media, and to go in there blind and not know who they are, what they're about, what the artist specializes in, you're going in so cold that it's almost embarrassing, even for us, to say, "Oh yeah, I'll give you an apprenticeship," and you don't even know who I am. I think you should actually do your research, almost in a sense like you're writing a report about this person. One is because it shows respect to the artist that's going to be taking a lot of time out for you, potentially, but also shows that you're willing to go that extra mile. So if you're going to prep for being an apprentice, first thing you should do first is pick someone you're really into, and then go all in on finding out who they are, what they're about, so that you don't walk into the room super cold. You're already starting out warm, or at least hot. That's a good part of it. That's the first part. The second part is to get an apprenticeship, obviously somebody has to say yes, which ties into that, meaning you have to have something to add. You have to bring something to the table. Everybody, I believe, is different, but it definitely helps. It's not always necessary, but it definitely helps if you have experience in this industry, if you have experience with art, if you have experience with tattoos or getting tattooed, or any sort of art background. If you're coming in totally fresh, no tattoos, no art background, it's going to be very, very difficult, and you pretty much haven't even started your end of the bargain yet. So get started there, get that ready. And then the last thing I would say is you have to have a body of work to show somebody. Have things that you've made that they can look at and determine whether or not they want to work with you or teach you, and then go from there. So there's way more to it, but that's how I would say get an apprenticeship. So you're going to go in with something to add. You're going to do your homework on who it is that you're going to ask. You're not just going to kind of willy-nilly walk in somewhere and say, "Hey, you guys look cool, like, can I learn from you?" That's super unprepared and unprofessional and disrespectful, I believe. And then what was the last one that I said after that? You have to be teachable and eager and ready to learn. and be open-minded enough for somebody to show you the ropes. So that's how I would say you get an apprenticeship. Someone has to say yes, make yourself undeniable, or at least unable to be rejected. That's pretty much it. Have a body of work behind you that people can see and say yes or no to. So next question, I'll let you read that one. I haven't read any of these guys, so it's all fresh.
A trip to Texas for some ink? JK.
Nice.
Favorite tattoo you ever did? ?
Okay.
What was
so
the most favorite tattoo you've ever done?
my favorite tattoo I've ever done. That's actually really easy. If you guys are on my Instagram, you can see it. I won't tell you what it is, and I'm not going to describe it to you because you have to be on my Instagram to see it. It's my personal tattoo page, not the shop page. It's my icon. Is that what it's called? The little.
Your profile picture.
Yeah, it's my Instagram profile picture. You guys can go look at it. That's my favorite one I've ever done. Ian, sorry, Ian's arm. He's on here right now. He's commenting. You guys can actually see some of his work also on my Instagram. Very recent. It's dinosaur themed sleeve. It's pretty badass. Anyway, that's it. It's the profile picture. So that was the second
I like
question.
that one too.
You saw it?
Yeah.
Yeah. So that one's my favorite one I've ever done, for many reasons. I guess just to say why. But I won't tell you the whole story because there's a lot of it. But the biggest part of the story is because and this is really important. Anybody who is into art or tattooing or any sort of creative endeavor, I took the time somebody came to me with an idea. Go look at my Instagram, you'll see it. Someone came to me with an idea and said, hey, I want this, but I want you to do whatever you feel like is best and take your time and do, your best work. And I just sat down and thought, even if it takes 7 hours, if it takes 10 hours, if it takes all day, I don't care. I scheduled all the time in the world to sit down and just focus on this thing. And it absolutely came out better than anything else I ever did at that time because of exactly that, is that you took the time and, you're not going to get the results you didn't put the work in. So that's what I did. I got excited about it and put in the time, and it ended up being my favorite one for that reason.
Yeah.
There's many
I
other
love
reasons,
that
but it came out good.
I look at it every time it comes on the slideshow
Yeah,
too.
it is nice.
I look forward to it coming around.
It made me happy. Like when I did it, I was excited about it. The first part of the question, oh wait, that's a different one. Okay, trip to Texas. So yes, Miss Navarro, a trip to Texas would be rad. I have lots of friends and family there. Some of them, actually a few people might be watching. So some of my friends and family in the recent years have moved to Texas, so including Miss Navarro. She moved to Texas and apparently loves it.
Oh.
And that is something I would love to do. My aunt lives there. A lot of my family visits there and lives there. Friends that I've tattooed here have just recently moved there. You know who you are. If you guys are watching this, then you'd be excited about me coming out and tattooing there too. It'd be kind of cool to find like a convention there and then meet up.
Yeah.
Meet up for something like that. That'd be cool. And so this is actually her daughter. So
Okay.
so that's interesting. So what is her question?
Okay. Now, if you were able to tattoo anything you wanted on me, what would it be and where? That's a good one.
Oh, she's asking on her or just in general?
On her.
If I was able to tattoo anything on you, well, she has really, really light skin. That's just a huge bonus for us to be able to get somebody who has really
Yeah.
clear, light skin so that we can get all of that dynamic range and color in, or even just black and gray tones. Just looks really, really good. What would it be and where? I almost feel like that's a leading question, like somebody's trying to get me in trouble. Like, where would you want to put a tattoo on me? You might think it might be somewhere inappropriate, but actually the prime spots are going to be like calves and forearms. They're just such good, nice, solid, soft skin for artists to work with. Most artists already know working on the inner arm, rib cage, or anywhere around the torso is a pain in the ass, and it hurts.
Oh, yeah.
So to sit for long periods of time in those areas is really difficult. So if I could pick where, it'd be your calves or your forearms. I'd say forearms because it's like the easiest. You got the person's arm right in front of you like a canvas, and it's like perfect and easy to work with, easy for the person to sit. And then what would it be and where? Or what would it be? That's a hard one. I'm not even, I'm sorry, Taylor, but I'm not even considering you in what I'm picking. I would just say I'm going to do something I want to do, which is typically like, let's say, like statue type work, anything black and gray, sort of gothic, or like the romantic period sort of artwork. Anything from like Renaissance stuff to Even like Greek and Roman statues, that type of work, I mean, there's much more to it, but that's kind of it. If I could pick that, I love tattooing like Roman and Greek gods. I love the history of it, but also just the art of it is just so timeless that I just don't think it can be trendy. I think it'll last forever. And then in black and gray, it looks so good. But that's what I would pick. Probably some really dark Gothic-looking cathedral-type filigree French scroll statues.
I feel like those are universally like kind of look good on like everyone. Like
they are. You know, they make really good tattoos because they have high contrast.
Yeah.
And so even if you have dark skin, or whatever your style is, you could be more girly, you could be more masculine. It really doesn't matter. It actually works really well for pretty much everybody. And as an artist, you know, using actual people's, not paintings, but art like statues and sculptures from the greats of the past is always awesome. You know, they've already done it well.
Honoring too. Yeah. Like I bet.
And then you're wearing it, so it's like cool to show off. So you have something that's you can be proud of, I guess. So that's what it would be, Taylor. I have no idea what I would pick if it was something I wanted to give you, because that would be up to you. But I would say something dark and Gothic looking.
Ian has a question.
Ian does have a question.
Okay, what is your favorite project you're currently working on?
Do you know why he's asking that?
Because he's getting one.
Because he's the one who has my favorite project that is. Ian, let me ask you a question. Is that what you expected me to say? Because I think you're fishing for compliments. Your sleeve is definitely like the most exciting thing I'm working on, just because the detail. Like when Ian walked in, I told him, you know, he told me what he wanted, which was a dinosaur-themed sleeve. And I told him it's going to cost a lot of money, it's going to hurt a lot, take a lot of time, and you're going to have to wait a long while until you get your appointments. And so if you're cool with all that, I'll give you the best I got. And he was like, I'm down. So he waited his 6 or 7 months to get in, and we scheduled consistent appointments since then. And when he's here, we just schedule it all day. We have lunch, we have dinner, and we just sit down. Sometimes we actually go Facebook Live.
Aww.
Yeah, we've done that before, and it's a lot of fun. If you guys have ever seen it, you've seen Ian palm the floor.
Oh.
I'm not going to explain it, but you've seen it. If you've seen it, you've seen it. Ian can palm the floor. But yeah, that project is awesome because it's like an artist's kind of dream in a sense, to do something they're excited about, but the person to say, yeah, cool, take as much time as you want, charge whatever's appropriate. I'll sit and not complain. I won't move, and I'll wait and be patient and you know, stick to my appointments. So thank you, Ian, for that. That's my favorite project. There's going to be some people probably pissed off that I said that, but
it's okay.
Get dinosaurs.
Yeah.
And then we'll be excited about your projects. So Ian said, no, I was trying to get an honest answer. I didn't expect it to be me, honestly. I respect that. Surprised you didn't think it, because I literally told you multiple times that it's my favorite piece I'm working on. There is something, though, that ironically I just started recently, and it is that Roman Gothic sort of architectural, you know, filigree statue type stuff, and it's on a person with incredibly fair skin, thank goodness, because it's just coming out wonderful. But Ian, because you're the OG and you've been sticking with me, I got to give it to you, man. It's definitely your work. Look at his picture. Look at Ian's picture.
What a guy.
Yeah, he's just like all smooth.
He's just like, I just smile.
Mia,
Oh my God.
you should show Peach Ian's Facebook picture. He's commenting right now. Just show it to her. Ian's looking all slick, all smooth. That guy. Yeah. That's funny. Sheldon is, this is a Q&A. So Sheldon's asking a question. You guys are supposed to ask the question, by the way, on the story post.
Do you love me? Sheldon Jones asks.
So Sheldon Jones, that's how he says his name. Sheldon Jones, do you love me? Question mark. You know what?
Sheldon said, do you love me?
Yeah. What do you think, Peach? How should I reply?
There's a bear shit in the woods.
Does a bear shit
in the
in
woods.
the woods?
Why do I need to look at Ian's profile picture?
Just tell me what you think of it. That's all. Does a bear shit in the woods?
Pretty.
Sorry, I tried to put a comment or a question mark, but it didn't work. Does a bear shit in the woods? Yes, Sheldon, of course I love you. Anybody watching knows this.
Of course.
He's like my bromancer, so for him to say that right now is actually kind of cute.
Aw.
We love you, Shelly. Big Shelly bear.
Aw.
Yeah, if you guys want to ask questions even right now, go ahead. Ask whatever it is you want. We can always refuse to answer your questions, so ask anything you want. We've already refused a question already, but ask whatever you guys like, and we're going to take this last question that was submitted through our story, and I'm going to go ahead and let Felicia read it.
This person asked, do we take walk-ins? Now, do we take walk-ins at the shop?
Man, I'm not a simple person. I would love to say yes, and the answer is technically yes. But I mean, walk-ins are kind of hard because, you know, if we're all booked up and scheduled, guys, you know, we can say walk-ins, yeah, they're available. You're sitting at home, you ask us, is walk-ins available? We say yes. You come and everybody's booked, you know, because somebody walked in. So are walk-ins always possible? No. Are they available? Time to time, yes. Daily, do we have them? Almost always, but do they get taken? And is it possible you walk in and there's no longer a spot? Then, of course. So that does happen a lot. So it's always better to make an appointment. That's going to be true for a lot of places, but especially for the way we run it, we really like to keep kind of tight knit here. Like schedules give us time to prepare and time to, you know, look forward to the session and get ready for it. But walk-ins are available, so you can always take the chance there. Piercings are easier to do walk-ins with because they're, you know, a shorter period of time. But you know, if you walk in and you want a big tattoo, somebody else asks, do you do walk-ins? They come in and now you're sitting there. So technically yes, but also sometimes no. Not always available.
Yeah.
We would rather, to be honest, we would rather here just do appointment only. That would be great. But we do enjoy time to time doing walk-ins. It's fresh and spontaneous. You know, when someone's new and they're an apprentice, kind of journeying out into, you know, an artist, then they're going to want those opportunities because that's how we build our clientele. So it's always appreciated. Any traffic we get in here, of course, we appreciate it. We love all you guys for supporting this place. I mean, I could do everything I do in here, but if nobody comes through that front door, then none of this matters. So we thank you guys for that and appreciate it. So do we take walk-ins? We try our best, but always just try to go to our website or walk in. Walking in is the best to get an appointment even, because we don't always have time to get back to everybody as much as we'd like to. We try to stay on top of it, but it's difficult. But if you guys send us a message through our website, so go to our website, it's just our full name, highsierratattooco.com, and then go to the contact page, fill everything out, send it, submit it. I know what some of you are going to say. I did that, Josh, and we didn't hear a response. Always check your junk mail, right? And always bug us if you didn't hear from us in 2 or 3 weeks. Just come in, guys. Like, we have a front door for a reason. That in itself is a lot of work, but we do try. We hope to get better at it. And either way, we appreciate you. So you're not going unnoticed or ignored on purpose. You know, well, maybe some of you are, but you would know who you are. But the rest of you, we're not ignoring you on purpose. We love you guys. And so that was the last question submitted on the
Instagram.
On the Insta. I meant to go live on Instagram, but it didn't work just because I wasn't prepared. And well, I'm still learning this tech stuff. It's difficult, guys. Yeah, Felicia got to see me struggle with it before we started. I did my best.
Yeah, we did.
It
was. I couldn't even figure it out, to be fair.
There's a lot.
Yeah.
There's a lot to all this. It doesn't seem like it because all they're seeing is a screen. They don't see all the rest of the stuff, and they shouldn't have to. But
yeah.
Okay, let's see. Is there any other questions? Let's see. Oh, there's a good one.
Ooh.
A really good one. Why don't you read that one?
Do you have any tattoos you regret? If so, why?
Man, I would say no. I don't like if let's categorize it like a low regret. Yes, like I would love to have not gotten any of this because this is really a prime spot for something great. But it's really like most people don't even know what it is. I got it when I was 17. Actually, I did it myself. So doing it upside down and like kind of sideways backwards, it is what it is. But I don't really consider it a regret because I would think regrets is something that like you think about daily or even lose sleep over time to time. I really don't care. Like I'm happy with it. There was only, let's see, one. Oh man, Sheldon's on here, so I have to be careful. Sheldon, I hope you're not listening, and if you are, just keep your mouth shut. I do have one tattoo that I definitely regretted. I got talked into by a group of guys when I was younger and had it covered. I prefer it not to be known, but it's covered, so it's gone, and it never happened. So I no longer regret it, Ian, if that's what you're asking. The rest of them I love. You know, I got a lot of tattoos from the girls that work here now. Actually, some of my favorite ones are these ones on my hands. Peach our artist here, the one over there tattooing Mia. She did these, and I just absolutely love them.
Yeah,
Like, I think
that
they're just
one.
beautiful. They just came out good.
Yeah.
Like,
I
it looks
love
so
this
nice.
one.
She did great. Mia, are you commenting or not?
I'm not allowed to for some reason.
What?
Yeah.
Maybe because you don't follow me?
No, I follow you.
You're not allowed to comment. Weird.
Maybe because you guys aren't friends.
Interesting.
Did you accept our friend request?
I wonder. I don't know.
Maybe that's like
Maybe-
that for everyone.
Yeah, maybe you friended me and I didn't friend you back.
Maybe.
I apologize. I'll look.
Favorite tattoo you've ever done? Now, we did already ask this question. Do you have another favorite
Yes.
tattoo that you've
Yes.
done also?
Absolutely. Thank you for asking that, Haley. She actually just came in here. She's from the East Coast. Well, she's from here, but she lives in the East Coast. And she's getting a piece while she's visiting. So, yes. Hello, Haley. I have a piece I did. It's weird because actually the person I did it on, we're no longer friends. But regards to that, the piece I did years ago, I was. Let's see. I'll tell it as a quick sort of story, like a 1-minute story. I was probably 28 or 29. My kids are 4 or 5 years old, or somewhere around that age. And life was literally perfect at the time. And I was so hungry and trying so hard to get good at tattooing that I would sit and look at my pictures on remember the digital cameras before we had phones like these? And I would scroll through the pictures on the camera and then download the SD card to this big, huge monitor computer. And it would take like hours. And I would sit there and look at other artists, look at my stuff, look at magazines, look at every art piece I could, and figure out why mine doesn't look that way. So I would really, really try really hard to, it meant a lot for me to get better to me. Like, I just tried really hard. And I remember one day doing this tattoo that I just got a printer, I just got a computer, which is like the first time I ever printed out an image and used it as a stencil, which is like instead of just freehanding everything.
Yeah.
And I did the tattoo, and again, I just said, I'm going to take my time and really pour myself into this. I'm going to get every color out I need, any needle I need, all the time I need, all the focus I need. And I sat down and did it, was super excited. The person that got it loved it, took a picture, went and had dinner. The night was over. I'm sitting down, it's like 10 o'clock. The picture uploaded to the computer that was this big at the time. And I sat down and put the memory card in the computer, or looked at it now that it was downloaded, and it was like 11 o'clock at night. I remember thinking when I saw the picture finally pop up, because with art, you always have to see it with fresh eyes,
Yeah.
right? Like, you stare at it all day and it's one thing, but then later on you look at it and you're like,
Yeah.
whoa, that's different. I remember looking at it, and the first time in my life I ever thought, if I just keep doing whatever the fuck I just did, I can have anything in the world I want. And that's exactly how I felt. I saw it and thought, if I just keep doing whatever the fuck I just did to get that from where I was to that, if I just keep doing that, I can literally have anything I want. And the first thing I'm thinking about is my children. We can go anywhere, we can do anything, we can have anything, and my kids can contest to that they definitely live a good life, and their dad provides for them. So all thanks to the tattoo needles.
Oh.
So yeah, it was a wine or a champagne. It was a martini glass with olives dancing around it, which isn't necessarily the reason why it was so great. It was just the time I put into it.
Aw.
And anyway, that was like a life-changing moment in my career where I had tattooed it and went, wow, this is like, I can have it all. If I
Yeah.
just keep putting in the work, I knew I wasn't there yet, but if I kept doing this, which I still am, thank goodness, which I'm trying to teach you guys how to do, is like how to get from point A to point B, and then pick a new point A or hit point B and just keep moving and moving. So that would be one of the other ones. That would be one of my other favorite. Those are the two that really stand out, besides my very first one, but that's a different story.
That's cool.
Okay, let's see what's going on here. So Haley, thanks for asking that question. She's super excited to get back in here.
Oh,
She
yeah.
has a big old hip tattoo she's started and wants to get it
Aw.
done. So Rigo, is that a question?
Are you hiring for a tattoo placement inspector?
Rigo, for you, yes, but only on me. If you want to come inspect places where you think cool tattoos would fit on me, you can inspect all day long, buddy. Come and take a look and tell me what you think. Other than that, no, we're not looking for a tattoo placement inspector, but good one. Lisa, miss seeing you. Hello, Lisa. Inside joke. I need you. I still need you. No, you need me. Anyway, Ian, what's your current high score on Pacman? Shit, that hurts. Oh, someone's gonna.
Does he have you beat?
Guys, ask tattoo questions. Jeez, what's next? Like,
That's
want to know
tough.
if I have my tonsils still? Okay. What's your current high score on Pacman? He's asking this because I had a goal. Pacman in here was kind of like my go-to like retreat for like a break or something like during work, and so I had it in here. I had to take it out.
Really?
I had to take it out of here. So Ian, by the way, you'll be sad to know that Pacman no longer exists in here. I had to take it out due to my addiction. I was using it as a pastime, and then it turned into an obsession. And I wanted to get to 100,000 points, which doesn't sound like a lot, but it's like really hard to even get to 30,000. And I ended up getting up to 97,000 twice.
Oh my god.
And was like, and I died. And I was so pissed off that I had to let it go. So you'll be
Just
sad.
let it go.
You'll be sad to know that I did get to 97. I think it was 97. Peach, were you here when I got to the high score on Pacman?
Yeah.
Do you remember what it was? Like 97,000?
2.
92,000?
That was 2.
Twice? 2. I got 2? Don't listen to it. I'm glad you. We're not going to put a mic over there at all. No, I got to like 97,000. I almost got to 100. That was my goal. And I should see it as like, that's kind of a win, right? Like I was there. Like I was pretty much there.
Yeah.
But I don't count it. It's a loss. I lost. I didn't make it. I didn't get my goal. I was 4,000 points away. And I fucking took it home and put it away.
No, you got a high score twice.
I did get
You
a
got
high
a high score twice.
That
Not
is
one
true.
time, but twice.
Half is, the glass is half full. Ian is sad to hear that. Any other questions? Rigo is asking, when does he start? Rigo, right now. Bring us some cheeseburgers, and I will let you inspect all night long. So thank you for that. What else? Let's see. Tabitha's on here. Tabby is on. She's fucking rad. She's a rock and roll chick. She's badass. And my hard hat is very black and white. I don't know what that means. My jellyfish are lonely. Oh, I get it. She needs more tattoo work. One time Tabitha brought me, like, do you know what are they called? Asian rolls, I think, or something. They're like white bread filled with like almost like spicy sweet pork.
Oh, like dumplings.
It's like a dumpling. It was just like a dumpling, but like way better. I don't know what it's
Better?
called. Yeah, if she's still listening, she'll tell us what those things are called.
Tell
but
us. I
oh
wanna,
my god, she
I
brought
want
those.
some.
She brought those, and they just look like white bread rolls. I'm like, okay, thank you. I ate them and changed my life. So a lot of
Oh.
life-changing stories right now. It
I
looks
wanna
to
try
me
some.
like we answered all the questions. I think. Let's take a look. I'm just going to double check. In the meantime, let's see here. Felicia, why don't you tell me some of the
Chinese
questions?
buns. They're called Chinese buns. Thank you.
I fucking love Chinese buns. I'm not going to lie.
Me too.
Who
I'm sure
doesn't?
I am.
Let's see here
I
if
kinda
there's
wanna
any
try
other
that
questions.
tonight.
What questions do you get asked? Like when people see that you're an artist here and there and like doing whatever art, tattooing, whatever. What do people ask you a lot? Like what do you get a lot?
Honestly, a lot of the same ones. Usually, like, do I regret any of them? Do I have a certain style that I don't like to do? But because I'm new, I don't turn away anyone. I don't
Right.
turn away anyone. Oh, Lauren asked a question.
Lauren Souza.
How far out are you booked, James?
Right now,
Or Josh?
Joshua.
Josh.
So how far are you booked out? I am booked literally right now until January. I don't have any appointments available till then. I try to give all of my cancellations to people who are have current projects going. So I reserve that for them, which means there's really no hope for anybody new to get in. And well, unless they have a portrait, a ton of money, they're super attractive and really fun to be around, then always feel free to walk in and show us what kind of portraits you want. Other than that, no, I'm booked till like January. So January, February is what I'm booking for now. But we do have other artists in here. We have a couple of girls in here that are tattooing, and depending on what you're wanting, it might be a better fit anyway. But you can always check them out. Go to our website or go to our Instagram. Our website's just our tattoo shop name, .com, and then you can look up, of course, us on Instagram. If you're already on here, then you know how to find us. But some of the girls are walk-in kind of status, and then Peach, who is currently tattooing somebody's kneecap at the time, over off screen, she's usually booked a couple of weeks out. So just hit us up, contact us, or walk in. We can help you out. I don't know if I have any other questions on.
Sorry, my friend James just texted me. I
Oh,
don't know why I
totally
got
cool.
that mixed up.
Captain James Hook, I will take
Yeah.
that all day long. You're,
Oh,
you're talking to the guy
somebody
who's like the
said
worst at names.
They thought my shirt was reading Ramon. Yeah, it is a ransom shirt. It can be a little confusing with the angle, but yes, reading is Reading is hard sometimes.
Oh, Tabitha said she loves me.
Oh.
Felicia, I thought. Oh yeah. So it did look like a Ramon shit, I guess, at first. Well, he would have been proud of you, but he'll fall in love with you. He'll love you. Don't worry. Ramones or not. Okay, so I think that's all the questions that I got on Instagram. I didn't get any worth that I was willing to
There's
answer.
one more on
Facebook?
Yeah, if you could tattoo a celebrity and you get to decide what it would be, who and what.
Fuck, that's the hardest question so far, because I don't know. But I can. If you give me a second, I'll think of it. Trey is awesome. Trey is cool. We just did a retirement ceremony for my cousin. Retired from the military, and we had a big ceremony in Pearl Harbor just last month, and Trey was there. It was amazing. Good speech, by the way, Trey. Good job. If you could tattoo a celebrity, and you get to decide what it would be. Are you drunk? What time is it? He's from
Liar
San
on
Diego.
Amber Heard's forehead.
Oh fuck. Captain Jack Sparrow on Amber's forehead. If you could tattoo a celebrity, fuck, I would have to pick somebody. I mean, okay, well, how about this? I got to ask you a question then. Living or not? Like, do they have to be alive? I would assume yes. I mean, because
Yeah.
otherwise it'd have to be like Jesus or something. I would do a WWJD, what would Jesus do, on Jesus's knuckles. But if they were alive, it was somebody alive, I'd have to probably pick somebody I look up to. There's not a whole lot of people I do look up to, celebrity-wise, because to me they're just they're actors, and you know they're in the Coliseum, right? They're Roman gladiators, and that's where they belong. Entertainment. What they do on their own time is up to them. It's none of my business. But if there is a celebrity that I consider, man, okay, I got it. I know exactly who it'd be. Nobody on here probably has any idea who this is, but his name's Wes Watson, and he's one of the only dudes I really watch religiously who has just incredibly strong, powerful, simple message, which is pretty much fucking toughen up, get your life together, and here's how, and stop complaining about it. Anyway, I watch him all the time, and he's covered in tattoos. He did like 10 years in prison, got out, started a beautiful business, now provides for his family, and teaches other people how to do the same, whether it's getting fit or running a business or both. The guy's badass. He's quite a celebrity. He's probably going to be a bigger one in the future. Most people will hear from him eventually, or hear about him. So I would pick Wes Watson. If you guys ever look him up, you'll probably at first be like, holy crap, this guy's insane, but I dig it. He's a monster. So yeah, I would say, to Trey's question, Wes Watson for sure. And do I have to answer what it would be? What it would be? Oh man, I don't know. Whatever he wants, man. Like he's a
Not whatever you want for that one?
No,
Whatever he wants for that one?
because honestly, at that point, like, guy's covered. He has so many tattoos. I would just give him something that means something to him. He's a smart, really intelligent dude who, whatever he picks is probably gonna be something I'd be proud to do. So that would be it. Carson, is anyone from A7X? No. I mean, yeah, that'd be cool, but not necessarily. Or there'd be nothing that would make me super excited. A7X's. No? Avenged Sevenfold? So Carson's asking if I would want to tattoo anybody from Avenged Sevenfold. I will say one thing though: the singer for Avenged Sevenfold. Do you know who they are?
Mm-mm.
Jeez. Okay.
I'm
Felicia
young,
doesn't
I'm
know
a
who they are.
baby, I'm sorry.
So Avenged Sevenfold. The reason I'm not as interested, and I'll tell you why, is because yes, they're very impressive as musicians, and you must be a fan, Carson, if you ask this. But I was listening to an interview with the singer. I'm forgetting his name, M. Shadows, and somebody asked him that, what would you say to somebody, or your younger self, somebody that's trying hard to be in the music industry or to be great at what they do, whether it's musician or not? What would you tell them? What would you go back in time and tell yourself or them right now, if they're listening, to help them to be successful and find their way? And he said, I wouldn't tell them anything, because you didn't have to tell me anything. I just did it. And so there's nothing needing to be said. You either have it in you or not, and I respect that deeply. Now, I'm not saying that in a negative thing. I actually like it. I'm just saying that I feel like I got his message so well that I was able to kind of check him off and go, cool, I'm down with the dude. He's awesome. Figured him out. I appreciate him. And that's it. I just am not that enamored by him necessarily, but I definitely respect him. So Carson, to your question, no, unless they asked, that'd be awesome, but not necessarily like some deep desire.
He's
Ian.
your twin?
What?
He's your twin.
Carson Stockdale. He's your twin. XD. XD.
It's like a little smiley face, like.
Is that what that means?
Yeah, it's like a.
He's
It's like
your
somebody
twin?
smiling like this.
Wait, you're talking about M Shadows? Is that what you're talking about, Carson? M Shadows? Because if that's the case, then I quit, man. I win. That dude's he's a beautiful man. Trey, soon, bro. Real soon. We're gonna be ready for the next session. Be safe, for sure. Don't drink too much. Ian, what is that? I met Kyle Jenner the other day.
Kylie Jenner.
Oh, Kylie? Is that what
Yeah.
it says? She's a piece of plastic. Doesn't look like her at all. I'd like to tattoo her. What, dude? Okay, that's great. A recyclable symbol on her ass. Look, dude. People say the same thing about me and you, homie. With all your tattoos and all mine, people can say all they want. We don't have to agree with everybody's
Chipotle
lifestyle.
bag. That's my favorite comment. I look like a Chipotle bag.
You do?
Yeah. People like to say that.
Really?
With the like mixed match or like with the scattered tattoos.
Okay.
I'm like, I'm sorry. This is how
Yeah.
it's gonna look for a couple months. Like
Look,
I don't have the money to
all
just
of-
do my entire body.
All of us have certain aesthetics we do and don't like. Like, I can't stand when people have like gang-related shit or stuff on their face just for the world to see it. Just to me, it looks really, really tacky. But more power to them if that's what they want. It's just not for me. But at the same time, who am I to say? It's their life. But yeah, definitely, I'm with you on the whole plastic thing. I don't think it's attractive. But again, don't people say the same thing about us when they see tattoos and wonder why would someone do that to themselves? It's just a different level or maybe a different realm, dimension or something, but same thing. It's not any different. But I do agree, I don't like the way it looks either, but plenty of people don't like the way that we look. Or maybe they do.
Yeah.
Maybe plenty of people like the way we look.
Honestly,
I don't
I
know.
personally get tattoos because I love them, and also because if anyone's gonna judge me based off of a piercing or a tattoo, they probably shouldn't be talking to me anyways.
Yeah, I kind of feel that way. It's an interesting conversation because obviously I'm a tattoo artist and have tattoos and been around it my whole life, but it is to some degree, like, I don't blame people for judging me at all. Like, if I go into a job interview, let's say I wanted to go work at Walmart, and they looked at me and were like, I don't know, I don't blame them at all. Like, I fit a certain criteria, sort of certain, fit a certain sort of model that they're expecting me to be, and I get that a lot, and I don't mind. I mean, we judge people based off appearances. There's nothing wrong with it. What's
Yeah.
wrong with it is stopping there and not allowing their character to shine through and seeing past it when it's possible. So like when somebody looks a certain way, like I see you and I think, okay, this girl's probably X, Y, or Z, but then your character shows through differently, and I don't allow that to be true because I reject it basically because I stop in a superficial way at your appearance. I think that's pathetic.
Yeah.
Like maybe Kylie Jenner, is that her name, Kylie Jenner? Maybe she's an amazing human, that just has different style than us or different interests, or maybe she's not. I don't know, but
Yeah.
that's something I don't know. But people think that about us all the time with tattoos. So, Carson Stockdale, M Shadows, you remind me of him. I win. I'm done. I'm done. That's it. I win in life. So
Someone said agreed.
someone said agreed. Agreed. It might not be about his comment.
Oh.
Who knows what she agrees? Oh, that's my sister. Oh, that's me. Oh,
Aw.
jeez. Thanks.
Aw.
Thanks, sis.
Aw.
I love you.
Bobby.
Yep,
Baby
that's
Josh.
that's baby Josh right there, right under
So
Ian.
cute.
Okay, this is getting deep.
At least you get told like that you get or that you look like actual like people. I get told I look like this cartoon character all the time.
Really,
Yeah, check this out.
I definitely get people like I look like people all the time.
No, I'd get a cartoon character. I
Wow.
get this one cartoon character.
That's you shouldn't have shown that to me. Let me take a look at this. Let me see this. What do you guys think? I'm gonna hold it like level with your head. Okay, so we might have just found your nickname. Everybody gets a nickname, right?
Sweets.
Everybody. Is that what her nickname is?
Her real name is Penelope von Schweetz.
Von Schweetz. Von Schweetz works perfectly.
Von Schweetz.
We might have just found it.
Von Schweetz.
It has to come naturally, though, right? Like nicknames, they can't be too forced. Sometimes they can be, and if it like works and it just sticks, then great. Like Samurai just makes sense to me because Sam looks
yeah.
very sort of eclectic and sometimes very Japanese style.
Yeah.
So Samurai just is perfect.
I feel like at any snap of a moment she should be a ninja.
Yeah, I
Like
agree. I think she could like come out of the dust and just all of a sudden have samurais and like all this like crazy robes and strings everywhere and like
Yeah.
Like those people who dance with katanas.
Yeah.
That's what she reminds me of. She should do that. She should totally do that. My sister was saying I was adorable. Of course you would say that. Of course I was adorable. We're related, and you were adorable too. Fuck. That's fucked up. Yeah, Ian. He gets told he looks like Josh's gay friend. Actually, it's my gay brother, and his name's Caleb. And you do look a lot and act, your mannerism, everything. But that's a compliment, bro, because he's one of the greatest people I know. He's a phenomenal human being. So that's actually a huge step up in life to be compared to him. Anyway, so let's see. Ian says she's Sleepy Sam. Yeah, Sam sleeps a lot. So Sleepy Sam works really well. Sam's going to have many names. She has many faces.
Sleepy Sam. Sleepy Sam.
Yes. She has Sleepy Sam, Samurai, Sam's a lot, Samster, Samster Wheel.
Samster Wheel. I like that one.
Samster Wheel's my favorite.
Samster Wheel.
Yep, she's a Samster Wheel. She just keeps going and never stops. Okay. Oh, there we go. Perfect. So my sister said adorable, and she said no, I was talking about her.
Oh, thank you.
Got it. Yes, she's now official. So, but you are adorable too. Of course, but I'm cuter. I think cuter.
You're adorable too. We're
Sis, I love you. Okay, I think that's it, guys. I think we've answered all the questions that are going to come in. Unless you guys have any last ones right now you're going to ask.
ask away
Ask
before
away.
we go.
Yep. Sheldon's confirming that Ian does put his palms on the floor. Son of a... Okay, this is getting like into the weeds now. Nobody even knows what we're talking about. But this was basically a Q&A session, right, guys, that I've never done before. I would like to try to do, probably dare to say this, I should just commit, but I'm going to do it weekly. That's what I would like to do, is be here weekly with you guys. I don't have a set time yet. This is kind of random today to put it together. I wanted to commit to it. But I would like to do this weekly, and you guys will eventually, hopefully have it on your mind where you can ask us questions. We'll have different hosts, co-hosts on here. Have different people, sometimes multiple people besides us, different lineups, and hopefully get Peach in here at some point,
Yeah.
answering some tattoo questions. The master, fat chance, she says. We'll see. Maybe we'll just wheel all this over there, and she won't know, or put a hidden camera. But I'd like to do a Q&A weekly. I enjoy it. I like to hear from you guys. I don't always get to, because if I'm busy and I'm with you one-on-one, everybody else gets ignored, and that's the way it's going to stay. But this gives me a chance for you guys and me to interact in this way. So it's really exciting. What did you think, Felicia?
I liked it.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
Yeah.
And
It
what's
was
really
really
cool
fun.
too is you're getting to know people. Like pretty much every single one of these people has either been in here or is related to this place to some degree. So that's really, really cool. Haley is saying, dude, please, could listen to you talk
I
about
know, I
random
saw
shit
that
for hours.
one.
Cool.
I smiled at that one. That
We'll-
one was so sweet.
We'll do that one day.
We will.
That will be fun. But for now, this Q&A, these are all the questions that have been asked. We've answered them. If you guys watched it through and through, thank you. Everybody that commented, thank you. If you guys can, before you jump off, since you're watching or will be watching later on, leave a comment, and we'll try to look them later on too if you have a question. Or keep in mind, every week we're going to be trying to do this, and you guys can look at our Instagram or our Facebook stories and see what it is we're asking, or if there's a Q&A popping up or coming up anytime soon. So we appreciate you guys. I want to say thank you. Thank you for your time. Have a good rest of your day. Thank you, Felicia, for joining me.
Thank you for having me.
By the way, that literally, guys, I have to say, like, this is the first time I've ever done anything like this with her at all. Actually, we kind of almost just met in a lot of ways. So for
Yeah.
her to be so willing and totally down and natural,
Thank you.
it's pretty badass, because that's very unusual. And in
Thanks.
fact, it's never happened to me before. But
It was fun.
appreciate it. Yeah. So thank you, guys. You're awesome, and we will see you next time for Q&A. Maybe we're going to find a good name for it. We're going to have to do that.
Yes.
We're gonna have to find a good name for the Q&A, and then we'll do it weekly, and maybe you guys can help us figure out what it's gonna be called. So,
Yeah.
all right, guys. See you.